Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Legal Tender coming at you with another little video. All right, on this episode, I will be debuting. Well, not debuting. I will be speaking about these two notes. These are my best and my worst notes from this denomination and this series year. But before we get into it, I want to acknowledge and shout out and welcome the newest member of the Legal Tender family. And that individual is Mr. Shades Trains 603. Or it might just be Mr. Shades. But you know who you are. Welcome to the family. And thank you for the love and thank you for the support. All right, so let's go. All right, so I pulled out my best and my worst note from this series right here. All right, so as always, you can tell the currency type up top. It is both notes are Federal Reserve notes. And you can tell that by the green Treasury seal and the green serial numbers. Now, both of these notes are a $1 denomination, and they are of series year 2017A, 2017A. But not only do they represent the best and the worst of this denomination, currency type, and series year, but there's another difference in regards to the Federal Reserve district that these notes come from. So we got this note here is A, and it comes from Boston. And we have I, which comes from Minneapolis. So again, this is the best note I have of this series year, and this is the worst note I have of this series year. Now, when you're looking at the note and you are trying to identify the condition, it's all eye appeal. So by that, I mean, when you look at the note, you want to see if it has any bends, folds, tears, creases, wrinkles, stains, anything like that. Anything that can take away from the value of the note just by looking at it. And like I said, this right here is clean, it's crisp, good, tough corners. The note looks transparent. Again, you don't see no bends or no folds, anything like that on the note. Upverse or on the reverse. Now, this is the best one. And the worst I got something that's a little tougher than this of this particular series year. Now, you can see some handling on it. This note was handled. You got this right there. You can see some small creases right there as well. Some crease lines right there. Now, it's still worth $1. And the other note is worth $1 as well. The staining on the back, what I was speaking about. So, pinholes. And what a pinhole is when I find this more often than not with establishments that want to acknowledge the first dollar that establishment ever made. They'll get the note, whatever denomination it may be, and hang it up because it's a proud moment. So they are celebrating the fact that they just earned their first dollar, and they hang that up. And then with those little holes, those are the pinholes. Or sometimes, not too frequently, I've heard about this, but a couple times I've seen where currency is stapled to something. It's stapled to paper, a certificate, or this is very big at celebrations. Marriages, graduations, quinceañeras, things like that. They staple that currency to that individual and let them display that dollar amount. Something else that can cause damage to a note is UV light. Just the basic storage of it. And with that right there, that leads me to wanting to come up with a new means to receive my money and transport my money. By that, I mean a wallet. 10 times out of 10, a wallet folds. So I'm looking at purchasing a solid, like a scrape billfold, where when you put the notes in there and to store it, because if you put it in your pocket, you're gonna do even more damage to it. You're gonna cause more damage to it. But you put it in the wallet, it bends, so it has that center crease that goes down the note. So I'm looking at finding a billfold, like a scrape billfold. I could just place my notes in there, and that will reduce the damage on it. So that is that. Something else that can cause some damage to the note is any unnecessary or any additional markings or labels that is placed on a note, whether it's the obverse or the reverse. The Where's George stamp, people be tagging up the notes, people be drawing George Washington with like an afro, things like that, drawn all on this right here. That really takes away from the value of the note. You're destroying the note. And so, but I don't have any currency like that. This one, it came like directly from the bank, from a fresh stack. And again, I don't see any issues with this. This is why I put this in the category of being my best note from this series year. And this one has some damage, just wear and tear. Wear and tear can come from you not doing anything excessive, just whenever that note was printed. Now you get a note from like 1963 compared to now. That note's been handled a lot, so that's where the damage can come from. The older the note. So grading. I just did some research in regards to grading. I'm just getting put on to that right there. So the highest grade a note can receive is a 70, and the lowest is a 4. And somewhere in the middle, you got like a 40 and 45. So the highest grade is 40 EPQ, exceptional paper quality, and the lowest grade is a 4, and that is identified as good. And the scale goes from 70 to 60, then 58, 55, 53, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, and 4. And like I said, with the 40 to 45, 45 to 40 being somewhere in the middle of that grading scale. Now, those numbers come from PMG, paper money grading. And they pretty much like the primary in regards to grading. I want to say is PMG and PCS, I believe. If that's correct, give me a thumbs up. If that is wrong, put it down in the comments and fix me up. Now, I would probably say, again, I'm just learning about grading. So from what I researched, to get a grade of 70 EPQ, that is defined as the highest grade that is assigned to a note. The note must have no evidence of handling visible at 5 times magnification. The margins and registration must appear centered to the unaided eye, and notes must qualify for the PMG star designation to be graded at a 70. Now the margins is the side borders right here, up top and below. So they got to be even across the board. So everything in the center of this note has to be centered. The registration as well, i.e. the obligation, all the print, things like that. It got to be centered. Everything has to be centered, and that is on the obverse and on the reverse. And I'm gonna hold this out. It looks pretty centered to me. What you think? Put it down in the comments. Do you think this is a 70 grade note? think so. Now for a good note with a grade of 4, which this is above a 4, but it do got some issues to it. But for a grade of 4, the 4 grade is defined as a heavily circulated note with numerous problems. It is totally limp with impaired visual appeal. The notes in this grade are commonly seen as missing pieces. So a corner will be ripped off or something like that, or it's filled with pinholes, things like that. Look at this border compared to that border. The border is already offset because this is a little thinner than this part right here. The top looks good, but you can see stains in it. Yeah, talking about the borders again, something right here. But yeah, that's that. For a note to be graded at a 45, a note has usually 2 to 3 heavy folds and 1 may be horizontal. Now for a grade of 40, it will have 3 to 4 folds with 1 being horizontal, which is going across like that. No horizontal folds, just like a bunch of crinkles and things like that, and stains. All right, so this is my worst note series year 2017 A, $1 denomination. And my best, possibly a 70. If you think so, put it in the comments. What grade do you think this is? I don't know about EPQ because you got to fill it, but I would say this is in the 60 category, 65 and above. My best note, 2017 A, $1 denomination. All right, that's all we got for the best and the worst of my Federal Reserve note, $1 denomination, series year 2017 A. All right, till next time, keep it legal, keep it tender. Talk to you soon.